Just before we started the year, like I think, December 28th or something, I have to look on the website, my comment was, for my call for 2022 is expect volatility. I think we can kind of check that one off on the win column.
You're listening to IBKR Podcasts. Find more conversations at ibkrpodcasts.com. Please remember, any trading discussions are for information purposes only and are not intended to portray recommendations. Please listen to further disclosures at the end of today's episode. Now, welcome to our show.
Okay, folks, so since it's holiday season here at IBKR Podcasts, we thought we'd have a little bit of fun, and I'm going to do a few quick-fire questions with both of my guests here. Jose, I'm going to turn to you first. What film or song would you choose that best describes 2022 for you?
We Didn't Start the Fire, Billy Joel.
Okay, Steve, how about you?
Well, my song that I put on our website earlier this year was Been Down So Long That It Looks Like Up to Me. But I think now that we're not on the lows anymore, I probably need to rethink that. Possibly right now for our crypto friends, I would say The Crying Game. But, certainly with Sam Bankman-Fried's apology tour, I think that's probably the most appropriate.
All right, Steve, let's stick with you. Who's your person of the year?
I've got to go with Volodymyr Zelenskyy. I mean, I know that's not necessarily the most out of the box choice, but how do you not do that? And I won't belabor. Everybody knows what's going on over there.
Yep. Jose, who's your person of the year?
Elon Musk.
And Steve, how about your most notable moment of this year?
Russia invading Ukraine.
Yeah. Okay. Jose, have we reached peak Trump season or not?
Absolutely. The Republican Party no longer has an appetite for his divisiveness and harsh tone. In the U.S., elections are won with swing voters, and Trump can't get a few Democratic voters to switch sides and vote for him. President Reagan was able to do that, appeal to both sides. Trump is terrible at it. Steve
Sosnick, do you want to take the fifth, or do you want to answer the question?
I'll answer the question generically. I know we're not supposed to talk politics really on these. But yeah, I think it's clear. Although as of today, when we're taping this, it's shortly after his truth about upending the Constitution, and yet there still is not a widespread condemnation from many of his former supporters. The one thing I'm kind of proud of this year was shortly around Jose's event of the year, the takeover of Twitter, I posited on Traders Insight. Have we reached peak Musk? And I stand by that call that we have reached peak Musk. We hear from him more and more, but that was more or less his peak of wealth, and it was just before he, basically spent $44 billion on something that was worth maybe half that.
Sold. Well, so let's have a look in your rearview mirror, Steve. What was your trade of the year?
Just before we started the year, like I think, December 28th or something, I have to look on the website, my comment was, for my call for 2022 is expect volatility. I think we can kind of check that one off on the win column. And along with the have we reached peak Musk, those are the two I'm sort of most proud of.
Very good. Jose, your favorite trade of the year?
Well, the VIX at 20 has signaled investor complacency all year, and pretty much all bear market rallies have ended right around the VIX being at 20.
I'm going to turn tables on my friend Andrew Wilkinson and ask him the same questions that he just asked us. And I know I'm catching you off guard, even though you wrote the questions. Andrew, what film or song describes 2022 for you?
Well, it wouldn't be a film, but for me, it was, I think it's on Hulu. It's called Pistols. And it was a review. It was an insight into the birth of punk rock in the UK back in '75. Fantastic. If you haven't seen it, have a look at that. Pistol.
That describes the Sex Pistols describes 2022 for you. God Save the Queen, I guess.
God Save the Queen. That was going to be my gift. My Secret Santa gift to Steve Sosnick was going to be anything. Well, it was going to be My Way by Sid Vicious and the Sex Pistols, but we were going to do it in a nice way for you, Steve, and it was going to be Sex Pistols Unplugged.
Well, While we're talking about Sid Vicious, who was your person of the year?
It's got to be Harry Kane, the England captain who took the England football team to World Cup glory this year. Indeed, the first time in my lifetime. I was born just after England won the World Cup in 1966. So I've not seen it in my lifetime, but that was a landmark year.
Let me just say that I hope that this becomes your trade of the year. We are taping this before the England-France matchup in the round of 16. So I hope this ages better than some soft cheeses from France at this point. And finally, have we, I won't throw the peak Trump question at you, but I was going to say your event of the year, but you're preemptively calling an England World Cup win. So I think that would have to suffice.
I think so. It's probably the moment when I jump up off the couch at home here in New York State and proclaim England as champions of the world.
On that happy note, hope it comes to pass for you. And we'll wrap up this silly version of IBKR Podcast's year-end holiday edition. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for listening to IBKR Podcasts. As always, we have more episodes at ibkrpodcasts.com. And if you're interested in learning more about interactive brokers, visit ibkr.com. We offer more trading education material, such as webinars at ibkrwebinars.com, financial and economic commentary at tradersinsight.news, market-related courses at tradersacademy.online, and quant-related articles at ibkrquant.com. The analysis in this material is provided for information only and is not and should not be construed as an offer to sell or the solicitation of an offer to buy any security. To the extent that this material discusses general market activity, industry or sector trends, or other broad-based economic or political conditions, it should not be construed as research or investment advice. To the extent that it includes references to specific securities, commodities, currencies, or other instruments, those references do not constitute a recommendation by IBKR to buy, sell, or hold such investments. The material does not and is not intended to take into account the particular financial conditions, investment objectives, or requirements of individual customers. Before acting on this material, you should consider whether it is suitable for your particular circumstances and, if necessary, seek professional advice.